Okay, so today is very exciting. I'm sending off my frame for vapor blasting, and these are the parts I chose. I chose to send off the two rear sets for the brake and the gears. And the reason I'm vapor blasting these and I'm not painting them is because your foot will rub off this, and eventually it will rub off. So there's no point. There's no point getting this painted, because once you paint this I'd say within a month or so, you'll end up rubbing off the paint in certain points, so it won't look nice. So I'm going to get that vapor blasted. I'm also going to vapor blast the spare yoke that I have. I want to see the difference between the results, the painted one I have and this one. Similar story, the keys will rub off here, so I don't know. I'll see when it comes back, but it's not so much problem with the yoke as it is with the rear sets. But anyway, and then this kind of a chain guard, it's at the end of the chain guard. I'm going to get that vapor blasted as well. Again, it's not a part that I want to paint. So I'll see about the rear swing arm. I'll see if I can get the shock off this one, and yeah, and I'll see if I get that vapor blasted as well. So but these parts are definitely going off to get cleaned up. If you think about it, I'll show you. As you can see, I spent roughly an hour trying to clean this up and get all the grease from the chain off, and it's just yeah, it's just time not very well spent. If you can send this off and someone else would do the job, they've the right equipment to clean it up. I mean, if you could put it in this blasting cabinet, you know, you could be an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and you'd have the whole thing done. Where I've spent an hour, and this is the result. So I'm not going to waste any more time, any more money cleaning this. Yeah, just let someone else do it. It's not an enjoyable job, and it's not a job that's going to yield great results either. So yeah, so that's why I'm making that decision. So yeah, I'm going to send this off, and let's see what the results are. So I got the frame back from the vapor blasting, and here it is. I am very impressed with this. It's like new. It's like new, and he's polished off. He's actually polished off some of the indents that I had, some of the scratches and stuff. I'm absolutely delighted with it. I also got all the parts back as well. This was about 4 hours to have this blasted, but I think it's well worth it. It's gonna pop the bike. And I've refurbed the rear section myself, the swing arm, and I'll show you that now as well. And here it is with the rear section, the swing arm. As you see, the finish is going to be very nice with this. I was toying with the idea of going black for the rear arm, but if it ever gets scratches or anything else like that, if there's any ever scratches, it's just gonna show up the aluminium underneath. So this is a kind of a I suppose not a compromise, because it does look well, but it's a more hard wearing finish. But I have to say, I'm absolutely over the moon with the finish on this. What I might do is I might put two of these side by side, because I have another frame, and I'll just show you what they actually look like when they're side by side. The difference is phenomenal. Now, the original frame, it's actually lacquered, so there's a layer of lacquer over the frame. So this was acid dipped first, to get rid of all of that, and then obviously blasted with the beads. And yeah, I can start getting some sort of assembly going on. Most of my brackets and stuff is painted up at this stage, so I can get going. And I got some other few bits and pieces vapor blasted, so I can show you them side by side as well, to show you the finish. This is more hard wearing than soda blasting. Soda blasting looks really well when you first do it, but it degrades very quickly. Where this, once you clean it, it could last you 10, 12 years, and you'll have kind of 80% effect after 10 years if you keep it clean. So this is kind of a nicer finish. Again, could have went down the route of powder coating, but I think this is going to do the bike. This is going to pop the bike a bit nicer. I'm gonna go, I think, with black for the tank and stuff. So yeah, okay. I'll just show you the side by side. Okay, so here's the two frames side by side. As you can see, the lacquer on this one is coming off. That's usually kind of age related, and this is what he's actually removed by blasting it. As you can see, there's still some little speck on it. So that's just the glass beads still left over. But the finish is real fine. It's a real kind of a satin fine finish, where this original finish is kind of glossy. But as you can see, you could lacquer this, but I don't think there's any need, because what you'd have to do is you'd have to roughen this up to get it lacquered, and it kind of defeats the purpose, because the lacquer wouldn't stick to it. It's too smooth to stick to it. So it's a real smooth finish. It's kind of a smooth satin finish, as opposed to this kind of glossy original finish, which was just lacquered. And I'll show you, I have two rear sets. I have one before blast and one after. I'll show you that too. And I'll just show you the top yoke as well. Here's the top yoke, and obviously the other rear set, and this chain guard that goes on the back. I suppose the next thing is to get assembling, so I better get going with that.